Planetary Lapidary, and I am at one of my favorite places in the world, Wisconsin Moonstone in Wausau. I am here just to do some digging today. I'm not going to classify all the way down to the small stuff today. I'm just going to take some medium and some bigger stuff. So we'll get down, get checked in, and we'll start digging. Here's the pit if you haven't been here. This is where they take out their specimens for selling. Moonstone and our fedzonite, really cool. Can't go down there, but this is where you dig around the outside. So there's my little tent. All right, so here's my little setup. I'm under my tent. I'm digging my hole right there, putting it through that big classifier, taking out the bigger pieces, and then putting it through this classifier and taking out the smaller pieces. So I'm gonna do that for a while and I'll show you if I find anything awesome. Okay, so I'm moving some dirt. There's my hole so far. My tailings, my medium size that I went through there. Then there's my bigger size ones that will get washed off in a little bit here probably, but I'm making some progress, so let's keep going. Okay, still digging. I moved all that dirt so far. That's my big hole. I stopped doing that size. I just started doing the bigger ones, so my bin's filling up. Got a couple bigger ones. We'll have to get them all washed up though, but I'm still gonna keep digging. I'm done digging. I'm just filling my hole back in with this big mound of dirt around the outside here, and then I will go and start washing off what I found. I am home. I gave him a little rinse there. I went through both buckets and that big black bin, and this is what I ended up keeping. So not much, only about 5 pounds. If you ever go there, you can keep up to 20 pounds when you go, which is really easy to do. I was just looking for very specific stuff. So what I'm gonna do first is do some Dawn dish soap and water in this, and I'm gonna soak it overnight, and I'm gonna swish them around to get as much dirt off as possible, and then I'll throw them in the iron out. So let's get that first step done now. Okay, so these have been sitting for about 24 hours, excuse me, so you can see the water is pretty nasty in there. So what I'm gonna do now, I have another bucket of new soapy water. I'm just gonna take each one out and scrub it off with my little, I have this little guy, which is just a little harder bristle, and then this one, which is really soft one. But I'm gonna try to get as much dirt out of here as possible before I put them in the iron out. So let's do that. So I have them all washed off. I'm gonna rinse them off one more time right before I put them into the iron out. So I have this little basket, which you can kind of just set in and set down so you don't gotta plop rocks into there. It's a handy little find. I just found it at Goodwill for like $1 or something. So I'm gonna rinse these off in there one more time. Some of these bigger ones are gonna stay out because I didn't have enough iron out to do the big ones this time. So I'll probably put these like medium-sized ones in, but this guy's gonna have to stay out for sure. So I'll just leave him in the rinse bucket right there for now, but I should be able to fit the rest of this in the basket. So I will get these rinsed off and put in here, and then I'll show you the iron out. Okay, so I got them all in my basket. I just did leave the big one out because I didn't, I'll do that one separate on its own. So now all you have to do is just take this basket and just try not to splash. Just set it right down in there. Covers them up nicely. Make sure the rocks are totally covered. If they're not, you can take something and just push them down into the acid there. Just make sure to wash off your acid from everything. And then I usually just keep this in the garage. Again, just try not to splash anywhere because it'll, bleach out your clothes or whatever, but All right, so I usually just set her right here. So that's what I'll do. I'll probably let it sit for 24 hours. Every few hours coming out here and maybe just jiggling it a little bit just to shift some of the rocks around in there, but we'll do that step now. Okay, so I actually left them in for about 48 hours, about 2 days. You can see they're much cleaner now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out of here. I'm going to rinse them off really good with the hose inside of this basket to get as much of that iron out off of this basket as I can. And then I'm going to scrub them again in soapy water again just to get all of the residue off and anything else that's left over. So let's do that. So I got them all clean. Now I'm just gonna spritz them all with the spray bottle here out in the sun so you can kind of see what I'm working with. A lot of little pieces, you can see a couple bigger pieces. I picked out a couple of them that were especially cool looking, like this one's got stuff all the way through it. Solid piece. This is very red and dark blue piece. Couple little pieces of pure. So this one you can see is pretty much pure moonstone. I like to get bigger ones to make cabochons out of, but this one I might be able to get one out of. But just a lot of really cool, you know, really good pieces. Couple bigger pieces. This one had an okay flash on it. This is all moonstone up here. Let's see. You can kind of catch it one of these directions, but this is one that I might cut because it's kind of just right here on the top, so I might cut that off, but still a nice piece. There you can see a little flash there, but just a lot of really nice, you know, I just kept the ones that had really good flash. This is another one that it kind of goes all the way through, so I'm going to cut it off there and see if I got a good inside, but that's pretty much what you can expect. A couple pieces with red in, like this one. Really good. And I was kind of looking for smaller pieces like this to make little cabochons out of. I like just working them with my fingers. So that's why I have so much small stuff. There's a pretty cool solid piece. Found a little bit of quartz. That little chunk of quartz there, and then 3 tiny other little slivers of that kind of smoky quartz or quartzite that you get out there. So that was cool. A couple pieces with some arfedzonite in there, but I didn't really look for the arfedzonites this time. But I think all in all, it was a really good, hunt. I got a lot of nice little pieces. I'll have a lot of pieces that I can work on for jewelry for a long time now. And if you have a chance, they're still open through September to go to Wisconsin Moonstone up in Wausau, Wisconsin. You can just go on their website. I'll try to leave a link down below for that. But yeah, so if you like this video, leave a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.